But the grind of it, I've definitely came to a point where I was burnt out and tired of trying to grind and not believing God to bless my ministry. Because my ministry being blessed is not dependent upon how many shows I get or how many people I talk to or how many, contacts and stuff. And so it affected my family because it made me feel like a failure, right? It made me feel like I'm not doing enough to provide for my family when I should have gave it all to God, and then I could be able to focus on my family and love my family like I'm supposed to. I feel like a failure is going to keep me going. When you feel like a failure, you feel like you got to keep trying to even go harder and grind harder because you feel like you ain't doing enough. And so that could really tear a family up. So focus on God again.
So my question is, did they have y'all do the session together because you're both hyphenated?
Put the dash in our names, please. Let me make this be known. The dash is important. This dash M-A-U-B. Because my name looks stupid if it's just D-M-A-U-B. That's like DMaub.
Hey, DMaub.
That doesn't look right. So I think that was part of the reason, and because we're both from Cincinnati, so. Yes, ma'am.
How do you balance, like earlier on in your careers, how did you guys balance your finances with your family in reference to what you spent on ministry when things weren't coming in, things like that? And what was the limit or the breaking point in reference to like your budgeting? Sorry, I wrote part of it.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, with your budgeting and what kind of resources did you guys use?
I think,
That's my family.
I think for me early on, because just to give you background, I guess I was doing full-time music by default because I started when I was 14, and then she wasn't my wife at the time, but we were dealing with sexual immorality, and she ended up getting pregnant, and that's when I was like, I need to get a job, and my pastor at the time, he was like, you need to get a job, and so I was like, let me go get a job. And so I got a job in '06. I was working 40 hours a week for a nonprofit called Ceasefire Cincinnati. And though I loved it, the fact that it wasn't Christ-centered, it just really ate at me. And I was like, I love the work, which I'll leave Christ out of it, which he's the solution. And so I was making good money, and so I was able to. Really, money wasn't an issue when I had a job. It was more so an issue when I went into full-time, because when you do full-time music, money doesn't come in every week. Like, you may do your taxes at the end of the year and be like, wow, I made this much? But you might go 3 weeks, and only have made 500, and then the next month you might have made $4 grand. And so, back in the day, like, of course, we just, when I had a job, there's just bills that need to be paid, the rent needs to be paid, the gas and electric definitely needs to get paid, you know what I'm saying, and there, cell phone bill, cable bill, credit cards if you got them. Very guy didn't have credit cards, or I had one that was real small though, and then I bought my car, which helped me, because I didn't have that car note, and then my insurance was low, so that was cool. But then now doing full-time, it's like, all right, well, the thing is, I started slowly, like, because I produced, so I got, $10,000 worth of equipment, but I didn't start out with that. I was renting out studios. I'm like, all right, well, what studio can I go to? How much does it, cost an hour? 25 an hour. But I was like, really, I want my own equipment. That was what I would like to do, which would help me be able to stay at home with my family, and kind of do that. Because if you think about, like, and I hate to get on a tangent, but you think about the Industrial Revolution? Before that, people worked with their families. You were a farmer, you were a blacksmith, kids worked with their families. But when the Industrial Revolution came, it took parents out of the home, which was very detrimental, because now you don't see your parents as much, in biblical times, like, that's how you disciple your family. And so it was a really big attack on the family, and so so that's why I wanted to do full time, because I wanted to be that pillar in my kid's life. And so what I had to figure out was, all right, like I was saying earlier, like what bills, what, like outside of the main important bills, like what things can I do without? Like, do we have to eat out 5 times a week? It's cheaper to just go to the grocery store and fry some chicken. You know what I'm saying? Turn the lights off when you're not in the room. It's just little stuff like, don't tell your kids to quit flushing the toilet 6 times. I'll be always talking about, do not flush the toilet, that's the water bill, son. Like, come on. So, I don't know if you got anything to add to that, Tommy, but did that answer your question?
Well,
Is there anything
I mean,
else?
more so like, did you establish a budget before, like, when you had a job, did you establish a budget? Like, did you guys talk? Like, okay, this month, I'm setting aside this amount of money specifically to handle music or ministry or whatever.
To be honest, I didn't. And looking back, maybe it's something that I should have done. But I mean, our family we're like, it was, like I said earlier, it's just about that pulse. For me, and I'm not speaking for every family. Like, you gotta know your makeup of your family. You gotta know the chemistry makeup of your family. For us, we're not tight on money, but we're really content. Like, I don't have to go shopping every week. I don't need a brand new pair of kicks every month. You know what I'm saying? I just try to take care of my stuff, wear socks like this, and then take away the attention from the rest of the outfit. God is good. But yeah, so I mean, whenever, like, for instance, I bought a keyboard. And I was like, my dude was selling a keyboard for $800. And I was like, well, we talk about our needs all the time. That's one thing we do. We always write down what we want, and then when the money is available, we're like, all right, do we have enough money in the budget as far as paying bills and stuff? Because we're always thinking ahead, like, all right, I may have got blessed with this $3,000, but I need to pay my mortgage next month because I might not get $3,000 that next month. Right. So I'm always trying to keep money in the account, but at the same time, you want to advance, whatever you have, and so we really feel the pulse, and it's like, all right, can we afford this right now? Can I buy this keyboard and it won't put us in a financial bend? And if I can, great. If not, oh well. So it's all about having those values.
Budget on the fly, for real.
Yeah, we budget on the fly, and it works for us.
That's how we get paid, on the fly.
On the fly. So I mean, it depresses me if I make a super big budget. It's like, dang, I ain't gonna get that for a while. But I do try to have a loose budget, but not really super tight.
Dorsey.
I was wondering if I could borrow $5. No, how do you guys plan for like retirement, and then how do you also benefits like health insurance, dental care, right, as a full-time artist?
I'm gonna be super transparent. Right now, I don't have a retirement plan, and I'm thinking about it. I've definitely been thinking about it. I'm like, all right, I need to, at least for my kids, I want to put some money aside for them to go to college. Like, my parents didn't do that. There's little stuff like that. But to be honest, I don't see myself rapping forever. Like, this is maybe 10 more years, maybe 5 more years, maybe next year. But I mean, I do want to be more involved in my church. I want to be more involved with mentoring children. Like, that's where my heart is. And so, I mean, I guess I don't want to say I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but right now, honestly, we're not in a position to set aside like retirement per se. But that's where that Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That's where that trust is for now. Like, until God is like, yo, hey, here you go, put $1 every week, towards it. And then as far as benefits, I'm gonna just tell y'all a crazy story. So I went through a season, like I said, things get high and low. I had insurance from my old job, but then that insurance ran out. And I was like, you know what? Like, my wife, what we tried to apply for insurance. Because, you can just pay for insurance. But my wife she had a tumor. And they pulled it out. And if you got some kind of sickness, once you check in, you on record. And no one wanted to insure her. So I'm like, how are we going to get insurance? And so we had to go down to Job and Family Services and get insurance, to be blatant. And so, we don't get food stamps and stuff like that, but we do get health insurance. And so what happened was, our insurance was supposed to run out 2 years ago. 2 years ago. We said, you know what, we're just going to trust in God. We looked in Christian healthcare. We looked in a bunch of different things. And it just was like, I don't know, we don't know where to go. We're like, we'll just wait until this insurance run out. They sent us a letter in the mail like you need to come in and reapply. We never reapplied because we're like, we trust in you guys. You know, we're gonna make this insurance work. For some reason, 2 years later, we still have full coverage insurance. And that's only for God's glory, like, and every story's not gonna look like that. I'm not telling you to go down to Job Family Service and get insurance. If you can pay for insurance, please, by God, do it. But my wife won't be covered. They won't cover her. Every time we've applied, they've rejected her our application. But God has insured us for 2 years, and so you just gotta trust in Him.
I just want to say about that, my wife just got promoted to where she can get insurance on her job. So, like, we didn't have insurance for 2 years. Me and my wife, and my children did. But as far as insurance, my wife handles that. You know, so, and it's all about that's what I said. I communicated with her before I went to full time, and she know what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't upset about, you know, taking a position where she was, for one, making a little bit more money, but that it offered insurance. So she's cool with that. And, you know, it's a team. It's a teamwork. There's gonna come a time where you can do what you want to do, but y'all need each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say in the beginning. Talk things over with your spouse because y'all need each other. So.
Let me just one more thing, just to show you how important insurance is in our family. My daughter, she has to take like 8 different medicines a day. She has asthma, she's allergic to eggs, she's allergic to milk, she's allergic to mold, she's allergic to grass, she's allergic to dust mites. I mean, it's serious. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, if we need insurance, like, that's big, you know what I'm saying? So make sure, you know, whatever your need is, you gotta take care of that. Fortunately for us, the system has been good to us, and we know that there could be a day where we get another letter in the mail and we might be searching back for insurance. So we're definitely proactively looking for that. But I just praise God that He's taking care of us, and it's been dope. And my wife doesn't work; she stays at home with the kids, and so it's definitely a grind. But God is good.
Miss Lady.
Who had a